live with this for a while, because that's where we are, until the electorate, who are supposedly woken up now, but the political class is still behind. They're trying to drag us back to where we've come from, or we're trying to avoid. Because essentially, nothing seems to be working. And the only people who are making money, are profits, or who are doing well economically, are the people who are politicians, or people in top positions.
Or related to politicians.
Exactly. So, or, you're doing something, corrupt deals. So, does it mean the ordinary person who is hungry, cannot think about policy, ideology? They can only be lied to believe, and hope, as you said, is what you're selling. And for how long are we going to do that?
Well, again, we say the terms above number. They're all human beings from economics, are born to be rational. They respond to pain, and they respond to pleasure. For 4.5 years, we know our leaders in Kenya, we know who cannot be elected to the National Assembly. No. I mean, we know, like, for instance, when there's a funeral, and there's a group of 20 guys, for a fact who you cannot allow to be your treasurer.
Yeah.
Or even for the Catholic.
I agree.
Now, if you cannot allow somebody to become a treasurer for a Matanga WhatsApp group, how do you make that kind of a person your governor in charge of county resources?
Billions.
Because, for a long time, for 4.5 years, we are very rational thinkers. Right now, if you present all elected leaders, people will weigh them. Wanasema huyu, the worst of impunity, mediocrity, and corruption. Huyu, there is a meritocracy. But when we go to the ballot box, that is when you remember, oh, now my name is Onyango.
Yeah.
So I must look for Onyango. For instance, ask yourself, a gentleman called Mr. Rigathi Gachagua was impeached.
Yeah.
Several reasons were advanced. And in part because of his toxic politics. Right now, there's a good part of Kenya which considers him to be a messiah. But when you dig down deep and you ask them, why are you loyal to this gentleman? They actually, when you want really to go granular, can you break it down? They have no reason. I mean, is there anybody who can explain why DCP right now is very popular in parts of Mount Kenya, despite its toxic politics? By the way, if I were JB Muturi, I would go to the top of Mount Kenya and position DP as the party of choice in that part of the world. Can you tell us why, for some reason, ODM is the party of choice in parts of Kenya? People don't question. Even UDA. Does it mean that these leaders have come only with philosophies? Say if you are in a DCP, that everybody within a certain part of Kenya is in love with the DCP philosophies. Now, what happens if President Ruto and Rigathi over a cup of Kisii Blue Mountain coffee decide that let's work together? And they say we discovered Malpenye tulifanya makosa. It was a slight misunderstanding. He spoke in my mother tongue, and I spoke in my mother tongue, so we did not manage our expectations. You will see these people coming together.
It's happened in 2013. Remember URP and Jubilee in 2013. So it's nothing that will be shocking.
So what does that tell you about the Kenyan voter?
So many things. And one of them is that probably economically people are so depressed that they don't care about anything. Because I ask you, if you're hungry, people have said, kula pesa, but because it's your money.
But but if you're talking about economics, well, the parameters may not be comparable. But you're talking about MAGA Republicans. But I don't think they've got problems with bread and butter.
So the argument you have is it's about the mind, and honestly, it's emotions. At the end of it, politics is very emotional, just like religion, and maybe because of that, people want to be associated to someone. And remember, the current president even came to power out of sympathy, because he was being persecuted at the time, and he sold a narrative as a victim, which is exactly the card that Gachagua is playing today. So I think we love victims, and we fight for them and then complain for 5 years that they are not delivering.
But who says that Kenyans today do not know the kind of leaders that they want? Kenyans know exactly, like you've said, if this individual is not good enough to hold my money at a funeral, right? Well, how then do we end up voting for these same individuals to be in highest offices in the land? But I want to look at the zoning situation that we see today. And we see ODM and UDA broad-based, but UDA have said, Agai, when it comes to zoning, Hapo, the agreement we had even with the Raila Odinga, it was never political. We will field candidates in each and every single position there is. ODM says, Hatuta kubali you guys to field a candidate in areas where ODM is a strong contender and vice versa. Now, question is this the beginning of the end of the broad-based arrangement? Because everybody is pulling on their side. You go to the other side as well. There is zoning that Rigathi Gachagua is pushing for as well. Nairobi, tutaweka MCAs, governor, senator, and all the MPs, tutaongea na Kalonzo, and we agree zoning. That also created problems in that alternative government or united opposition, the way you want to look at it. So is this zoning such a critical issue for whichever camp you're looking at? And is this then the breaking point of whichever camp that you want to look into?
Well, if you're talking about zoning, there are several ways to look at it. There are some people who are talking about zoning because they fear this democracy, they fear the competition.